Hey, good afternoon to you. It's time now for You Know What. I hope you've got a listening habit that's learned that every day at 1 o'clock it's time for the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And each day we will tell you unashamedly that the man who hung on that cross drives the bus on this show. Isaiah 12:2, the verse of the day today is, I am your salvation. Trust in me. Do not be afraid. I am your strength and your song. I am your salvation. Trust in me. Do not be afraid. I am your strength and I am your song. Isaiah 12:2. Show brought to you by Bristol Dragway, American Import and Auto Repair, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Paving. That's probably not going to move today. We got Buzzer going to be with us here in a few minutes. Probably going to stay right there. Wells Fargo Financial Network against Center Street Wealth Management Group, Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, Larry Kaiser, and Nationwide Insurance with a thought for the day, Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, and by our buddy Richard Isaacs at Kingsport Cabinetry. We have a stack of stuff over to go through, all kinds of things going on in the world of sports. The focal point, good afternoon, Horace, by the way.
Good afternoon.
Everything good?
I'm still sitting over here, big guy.
Yeah, you're there. How could I not miss you? Yeah, you're there. That's good. He's in the house. My man is in the house. So we've got lots to go over. Of course, the obvious is the NFL draft that starts tonight right around 8 o'clock in Chicago, and there's a lot going on before they get into the draft mode. We'll tell you all about that. We also will tell you there's a college coach pretty well signed, sealed, and delivered going to the NBA. We've talked about that. It's going to be official very, very soon here this afternoon. Also, NASCAR news. Got some changes coming, maybe, in the world of NASCAR. I'll tell you all about that from the, the chairman and CEO has comments about the future of NASCAR, Brian France. We'll tell you all about that coming up in a few minutes. Also, we've got the local high school baseball and softball schedules for the tournaments that start. Some started yesterday, some more today, weather permitting. Got some rain in the forecast, but anyway, I'll tell you all about that. The Bucks got a new recruit, signing a new basketball recruit. Lots going on. So we will start, of course, with the obvious, the NFL draft. Tampa Bay, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Oakland, and the Raiders. And the Redskins are the top 5 picks for the draft that starts at 8 o'clock tonight. So what's the latest? There's still some jockeying. Sam Bradford's now been thrown into the equation, going from the Eagles to Cleveland. Cleveland's trying to jockey around a little bit. Titans, Phillip Rivers from San Diego. So, Horace, what's the very latest? What's going on?
Well, Rivers is the one thing. San Diego was thinking about maybe playing a move for either Mariota. I think it was Mariota, and the Titans were the logical target for that. And they're not going to trade Rivers. Rivers is staying put. So I think that that possible deal has gone by the wayside. So, doesn't look like Mariota's going anywhere in California.
Believe he's staying put.
Well, he's going to be probably drafted by Tennessee. That's unless Tennessee gets a real good deal from somebody, they'll probably take him in the number 2 pick. That's my guess.
So you're pretty well sold that Jameis going with Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, they're stupid.
Yeah,
they're going to take him.
Yeah.
That's why the Bucks are the Bucks. They can't get out of the cellar. They can't improve on themselves because they're just locked in their own little world.
Yeah.
And they think this is going to be their savior. And I'm sorry, it's not.
Third quarterback the Titans will have drafted when they've had the opportunity. They got Vince Young, who was a bust, Jake Locker, who retired, and now they're going after what would appear to be Mariota from the Oregon Ducks to be the new quarterback Tennessee. We'll find out tonight at 8 o'clock. Jacksonville, they're jockeying around trying to make some moves, and so are the Raiders. So we'll see. But again, it all starts tonight. Tampa Bay, the Titans, the Jaguars, the Raiders. My boys will go 4th. The Redskins will draft 5th coming up again, as we said, tonight at 8 o'clock from Chicago. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. NASCAR news. Let's kind of jump in here and give you some NASCAR news. There is talk about making some of the races shorter.
Mm-hmm. Shorter?
NASCAR Chairman and CEO Brian France was asked about NASCAR's comfort with 500-mile races and the length of time it takes to complete those races during an open question and answer session. He says, quote, I think generally speaking we want to see shorter events, not in every circumstance. It is not, here we go, the millennial folks. It's no secret that attention spans, especially with the millennial fans, are changing. We all know that. But what we like about it from our standpoint is it makes the actual racing event better because there's no lull in between the beginning and the end, or there's a lot smaller lull, so teams have to compete. They are not as pressed to be up front at a certain time, allowing drivers time to relax. But if they shorten the race, they will. We'll see what it's. We've seen that when we do shorten it, we tend to get better quality races. We measure that by lead changes and how close the winning margins are. So we've got a pretty good handle on that, and a 400-mile race will give us most of the time a better racing competition. That's in addition to the time spans and attention spans of millennial fans. Now, what? Well, I guess we are. That's the future of the sport, the young folks. But those two go together for us to shorten it up somehow. Let me read this again. A 400-mile race will give us most of the time a better racing competition. That's in addition to the time spans and attention spans of millennial fans. Those two go together for us to shorten it up somehow. France didn't rule out dropping the length of a race below 400 miles, but noted that any such decision would also depend on if there's any format changes that we'd be willing to consider as NASCAR. So, sounds like me, he's threw out the trial balloon. We're going to drop him down to 400, a lot of them. Now, some of those races, man, oh, man, where's the one that just seems to go Pocono? Good grief, the one in June at Pocono. I mean, you can go out and cook, grill out, go swimming, come back, and they're still going. I mean, it just goes on and on. And I would, to a point, I think they're right. They are too long. And I think to a point, I think you saw that up there. Well,
you go to places like Talladega, Daytona, Pocono, the major speedway, any 2-mile track, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The pace laps take forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, Logano dominated the race up there, so that's not a fair assessment. But normally up there in the past, a 300-mile race is a more exciting race because, and it's not taking anything away from the 500, but simply because you have less time. You got to get up on the front, stay in the front, because there's less laps in the race. So a lot of times the Xfinity Series race will be as exciting, not necessarily this time because of Logano's domination at Bristol, but normally, how about normally? There is a more exciting race, so don't be too surprised if that's a kind of a gauntlet been thrown down by Brian France, and we'll see shorter races in the future for NASCAR. And that's, I think that's pretty much a given because I think, let the cat out of the bag. That's what's going to happen. Now, Talladega qualifying this weekend will likely have 2 cars on the track at the same time. Qualifying, of course, we have the knockout format in Bristol. The old format was 1 car at a time going against the clock. Qualifying will have a different look this weekend at Talladega as NASCAR debuts its new format for restrictor plate tracks. They've changed it again. It's the only sport I know they just change it at the drop of a hat. I mean, anything. They just, let's didn't work, let's try this. Instead of group qualifying, which has drawn some concern since it was implemented at those tracks, NASCAR will go with a revamped version of single-car qualifying. NASCAR will likely have 2 cars on the track at the same time for qualifying. There could be 1 car running on the back stretch and 1 on the front stretch at the same time because it's so big. By separating the cars, the trailing car will not benefit from any aerodynamic advantage. NASCAR announced the change last month after drivers complained at Daytona in February about accidents in group qualifying. So now we're going to have 2 on the track at the same time. I guess you're going to go out. We'll count to 1,010. Tom, you take off. And so you're out in front of me, so there's not going to be any aerodynamic, but which.
Let me tell you, this is how Indy does it. This is how Sprint Car does it. It works.
This 2-car thing?
Oh, yeah. You get one out there, and they start running around the track, and before the other ones even have, they stick another one out there. And they're on the opposite sides of the track, so they're not going to be, they're not competing with each other.
Right.
They're out there on their individual. I mean, they don't see one another. They don't run into one another. I mean, you can space it out, and I mean, it just goes. It goes and goes. And before you know it, you're over. Qualifying's done.
All right. So that's where they're going this weekend with the new 2 cars on the track, same time qualifying.
And And
you think it's good?
I think it's great. That's the way it's been for years in most racing venues. And here now, finally, NASCAR's saying, okay, let's give it a try.
The knockout format. Been up there and watched it twice now.
I don't like
Bristol, and it just doesn't have the drama that they want you to think it's going to have. It just doesn't. It's a cat and mouse.
Well, these guys aren't going to go out there and wreck their cars.
No,
they're trying to qualify, but they're not going to race one another.
They hit a good lap and they come off the track. They're done till the next round.
Yeah.
So there's not much. There's a little bit towards the end of the there's a 10, 5. So what is it? 15, 10, and 5 countdown. So usually that last minute there's a there's a bit of elevated, little bit of elevated suspense, not a whole lot, but anyway,
not enough to justify what they're doing.
I think this old format may be. I mean, who's to say they won't come back and put it on all the tracks? Can't work at Bristol because you can't have somebody on the front stretch and back stretch at the same time. Track's too small, so you'd be riding up against each other. So. Anyway, that's what's going on in Talladega. Now, the top 10 drivers at Talladega this weekend, interesting. Now, this is based on, these are active drivers, wins, the finishes, top 15 finishes, the average running position while on the lead lap, average speed under green, fastest lap, cards led to most laps, lead lap finish, not even close to what I thought it would be. The top driver rating, throw all that into the hat and jumble it up and hit the computer, spits out a 95.6 rating, the Kyle Larson. Would have never guessed that. Second best driver rating at Talladega is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Then comes Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Brian Vickers, who's not in the circuit now or on the circuit. Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin are the top 10, or in this case, top 9 drivers at Talladega. So, again, interesting. Kyle Larson's the best rated driver. That's interesting. So, because he hadn't done anything down at the track. So. Anyway, the May race a year ago, Denny Hamlin won it. He started 34th and won the race a year ago at Talladega. Here's some numbers for you. If you're a NASCAR fan, the track race record, Mark Martin did it, 188.354 miles per hour. That's picking them up, putting them down. Worst starting spot to win at Talladega was Jeff Gordon. Started 36 back in 2000, won the race. Track qualifying record with no restrictor play. Baby, this is let it all hang out. Bill Elliott, 1987, 212 miles an hour. Holy smokes. I can't even – you've never been in a car that fast. I don't guess any of us. Can you imagine being in a car 212 miles an hour? Man, that is smoking it. So, anyway, that's some numbers of Talladega. And so the track record, 212.809 miles per hour. So you might as well say 213. That is flat getting down the track. No question about that. And so they always wait, as you know, if you follow NASCAR, to see and hear the big one. Talking about the wreck. So we'll see what happens this weekend. Xfinity Series runs the Winn-Dixie 300 on Saturday and the Geico 500 on Sunday. Winn-Dixie at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and the Geico 500 will drop the green flag at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon in Alabama. All right, we got a new basketball coach, Oklahoma City, Billy Donovan.
Did he sign?
It says he's going to the Thunder. Confirming reports, the Thunder is about to finalize the deal.
Well, they're about to finalize it, but he hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, well.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's out. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Been a lot of smoke around that camp, so he's out.
Sorry, Gator, man. Yeah, couldn't happen to a better team.
Yeah. Oh. By the way, he sent me a text while ago that says "Go Buzzer." So he's
Buzzer.
Oh, he's on Buzzer's bandwagon today. Yep. So anyway, Florida's Billy Donovan finalizing a deal to coach the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, okay, I'm going to ask you, unless it's an ego or it's a challenge, why would you do that? I mean, the guy's set at Florida. Okay, he had a subpar season, but he got a contract extension when he threatened to leave the first time. So they gave him more money. So now he's leaving. He did not get to the NCAA, or did not have a good season last year. He's won 2 national championships. That should account for something. If it was me, I'd stay right there one more year. And if they don't like me, then hop to another college job. But I guess I just don't see. Rick Pitino said it is a totally different animal coaching these guys in the pros. They're just different birds. They're going to play when they want to play. So, anyway, Billy Donovan, they're saying, remains in deep discussion with Oklahoma City. Is expected, barring a sudden change of plans, to soon be named the Thunder's next coach. Now, what do you think about the Florida athletic director and the president, who sat down with him about a month ago and said, let's hammer out a contract extension? And he took it, even though he had a subpar season in Florida standards. So he took it. So they gave him more money to keep him because they were scared he was going to leave. Well, now he's leaving anyway.
They're scared he was going to leave, so they went out there and they divvied this out to him, and he took it. I would have taken it too. I mean, I'm not stupid if they're going to give me the money. But I'm betting there's something in the contract that says if you do go, X number of dollars doesn't come your way, or X number of dollars is owed back, or they're going to have to pay to get you. So my guess is Oklahoma City's going to fork out a chunk of change to get Billy Donovan since he just signed an extension.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but again, if you're Florida, I would think you're spitting mad because
I'm sure they're mad.
You're embarrassed because you went out and gave this guy extra money, he still left.
Yeah.
For his team, as it says here,
but,
he's had a subpar season.
Who are you going to blame? You blame yourself.
Well, yeah, but we're in a society we don't do that. We point fingers at somebody else. I didn't do it. He did it, or they did it. So, anyway, Donovan looks like he's gone as the coach of the Florida Gators, which is the absolute wrong time because this is recruiting season.
Oh, yeah.
So this is not a
he
good
left
time.
Him high. Oh, yeah.
Left him high and dry.
That's why I'm loving every second of it. I'm not much of a Gator fan.
I gathered that. I gathered that. What was my first clue? You over giggling. So anyway, Billy Donovan looks like he's out as the coach of the Florida Gators, and they'll have to scramble and see the coaching carousel when we saw it happen right after March Madness.
Oh,
everybody's kind of set because they're out recruiting now.
Yeah, there's no top candidates out there.
No,
there's
and
no
so
quality guys.
This guy, he's really put Florida behind the 8 ball. So, and you're telling me it couldn't happen to a nicer school, right?
Yeah. I'm sure Gators in the barbershop just clipped
Throwing
somebody
stuff
over the ear.
Somebody's bleeding.
Yeah. What did he say?
What did he say? Snip. You may have heard somebody go, whoops.
I better not go in there for a shave for a
No,
while.
I think I'd wait. I think I'd let that simmer a little bit. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us again on this Thursday edition. Again, wrapping up our 12th week together. And so Billy Donovan, as we said, out as the coach of the Florida Gators, moving on, looks like for all intents and purposes, to the Oklahoma City Thunder to be their next NBA coach. I don't get it, but because I watch these guys in the NBA, and they play 82 games, which is too many, in my opinion, and they'll tell you you've actually had players say we flip it on, flip it off. Not everybody, but a lot of them will concede. They like light switch. We'll kick it in tonight, tomorrow night, because a lot of times they play back-to-back games and.
Yep.
And they don't go 100%.
They're going to play. They're going to do what they want to do on the court. It has nothing. I mean, you don't coach these kids.
No.
Now they're not kids. They're
men.
They're men, but you don't coach them. You can show them. Okay, well I want to do this or I want to do this as far as a defensive scheme or an offensive scheme, but they're going to go out there and do their own thing. Mm-hmm. It's run and gun. It's showboat. And because it's entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about in the NBA. So until it gets to the playoff time, when they want extra money and they want that championship ring and they have a shot at it, then they may put a little more effort into it. But it's still, you don't coach these kids. You don't do it.
Speaking of the coaches, Doc Rivers fined $25,000 for arguing with the officials. Now, Chris Paul, I saw the video, the point guard of the Clippers. He hands the official a basketball at one point, hands it to him. Now, I'm a Spurs fan, but I'm also fair and balanced. So, the Spurs are playing him. Chris Paul hands the official the basketball. Beep, tease him up. So Rivers going ballistic. Like, what did he do? Did he F-bomb you? What did he say? What the official walked away. And he said when he's get hammered for this fine, he said, I'm still not been told what he did wrong. So and they kept saying there's been a couple of brutal calls. And, of course, the Spurs have been accused of being petted a little bit by the officials because they're one of the marquee teams. But anyway, he gets his billfold's $25,000 lighter for his comments. They play tonight, by the way, Game 6 in San Antonio. Spurs went up here and stole one from him the other night. But if you just watch an NBA game, it's like just put pads on. And the guys post up and they got their arms locked on each other and they're shoving. And I'm thinking, it's like being mugged. There's no basketball. Well, there is basketball, but I mean, the purity of the game, at least in the NBA, I just don't see it. I see more just way too much physical. But
well, it's that way in college too. I mean, it's that way in high school. I mean, the basketball play now, okay? Mm-hmm. If you don't get with it, I mean, and stand your ground and push your way around, and that means contact. I mean, physical contact. I mean, it's a rough sport.
Yeah. And,
where they get off saying basketball's not like football or anything, I'm sorry. It's at times rougher than football because you ain't got any pads on. And, you get hit, you get elbowed. It's not what basketball was when I was growing up.
Yeah. It's not a nice game.
No, it's not.
No, it's physical. It scares me, so that's why.
And it gets worse every year, and the refs will call a cheap hand check foul at one end, and you get mugged at the other, and there's no foul. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Oh, anyway, so Doc Rivers $25,000 lighter in his old billfold from last night. Now, last night at the church house, I had my first experience ever of playing cornhole. Last night, a little cornhole thing outside of the church, and the college kids are out there.
I'm betting you didn't do too well.
I smoked it.
No.
Halston kept saying, Whoa! Now, why would you think it wouldn't do too good?
I just got it. I just.
Oh no!
I mean, I just
smoked it.
you.
Anytime, exactly. Gauntlet's down. Anytime you want to play me in cornhole, I'm on. If you hit the board, you get a point. If it goes to the hole, you get 3 points. You play to 21. That's what they were doing last night. I don't know if that's the official way to do it, but that's what they were doing. And it's pretty fun. It's kind of in fact, I encourage the folks, and they're going to probably try and do a church-wide cornhole tournament because the older folks would probably enjoy the ones who used to pitch horseshoes back in the day. It's kind of I guess, watered-down horseshoes in a roundabout way. But anyway, did my first cornhole. Now, I will say there's a few that missed its mark, yes. There's a few times Austin had a duck because it went flying over his shoulder, and he's like, "Well, down here's the cornhole thing." I said, "Okay, I got that." I got a little too excited, but then at the end of the evening, I thought it was a pretty cool thing. Have you ever played it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You like it?
It's all right.
Yeah.
I like horseshoes.
You ever throw horseshoes?
Yeah, I like horseshoes.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. We did my first attempt at cornhole playing or pitching, whatever you call it. You pitch horseshoes. I guess you just play cornhole, but pretty cool. And I like because the little people are playing, the kids are trying it. They can play because the beanbags, I mean, it's not like a horseshoe. It's pretty tough to throw for a little person. The young ladies were having fun with it, throwing cornhole, so college girls. So it's pretty cool. But, yeah, anytime you want to go, babe, I'm on. I can do that one now. I may not be. I'm on it. I've noticed he hasn't come back and said, okay, we'll do that. So, all right, now.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yep, got you. Now, this coming out of Philadelphia, every single player in the Philadelphia Eagles is on the trading block.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's exaggeration.
But
the way they go on our bout, they're willing to do anything to get what they want.
Sam Bradford, Fletcher Cox, Michael Kendricks, Evan Mathis, Brandon Boykin, all these guys for the Eagles are up for grabs, if need be, to land Marcus Mariota. Do you think this guy's that good? Apparently 42 touchdown passes, only 4 interceptions last year. It's pretty strong. I don't know what.
I think Marcus Mariota, of course, is the better choice over Winston, but I think he is more in line with a, quote, NFL quarterback than Winston. Winston's going to run and gun.
Yeah.
And, of course, he's got his other issues, too, which we've all talked about for a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Mariota, with the right tutelage, right quarterback coach, I think he is going to be a smarter quarterback, and I think in the long term he will have more success than Winston. I'm not saying Mariota, based on what he's done up to this point, is going to be a Joe Montana or Peyton Manning, but I think he stands to do much better in the long term than Winston. So
there you go. We'll see, but again, apparently Chip Kelly likes this guy. It's been kind of a cat and mouse. Back earlier in the month, he said, "No, we're not interested in him." Well, all of a sudden, we are very much interested in him. And so they are looking at ways to kind of move things around, see if they can, in fact, get Mariota. So, of course, he coached him out in Oregon. Chip Kelly did.
Yeah.
So he knows what this guy can do or this kid can do. So, anyway, the jockeying, the talking, the moving continues right up until 8 o'clock tonight when the draft starts in Chicago. Of course, we have a full-fledged, full-field rundown, as they say in NASCAR, coming up tomorrow. The Raiders, now the guy they got their sights on, Amari Cooper, out of Alabama. All of a sudden, Jacksonville said, hey, we may want this guy. So I don't know who the Raiders have as a backup, but everything I've read from,
it don't matter.
from the land of the Raiders.
Yeah. That's a black hole.
That is exactly what they call it. All right.
It's a black hole.
And November the 29th, we're going to drag the Titans across the field in Nashville. We'll be there. I'll be there with this hat on in the stands to watch the Titans and the Raiders November the 29th in Oakland. Gator said he'd go. Wyman's all about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Wyman said, all he wanted to know if we get eat some fluffernutters.
Fluffernutters.
He said, can we have fluffernutters? I said, we can eat whatever you want to do. I'm going up and back.
Make your own fluffernutter.
There you go. You know what a fluffernutter is?
Yeah.
All right. Some don't.
Peanut butter and mushroom.
Marshmallow cream.
Not mushroom, marshmallow cream.
Marshmallow cream. He said, can we eat fluffernutters? Why don't we eat what we want to eat?
You know what?
We're grown men.
Throw some banana slices on
Oh,
there,
yeah. Oh, baby. So I said, well, I'm going to get some fried chicken, get some chicken going down the road, and get a bucket of chicken, or a bucket, maybe not a little bucket, but a bucket of chicken.
Where are you going to eat this? In the stands?
In the car going down. It's 5 hours down.
You're going to pick out, and you're going to be all full when you get there, and you're going to go in the stands, and you're going to say, oh, man, look at all this good food, and you're not going to be hungry.
Well, I was buying, bring back home, eat on the way home. Yeah. There was a time, I'll go ahead and tell it myself.
There we go.
I shouldn't, but I will.
Here we go.
Because I don't care. There was a time at the only golf tournament I was ever at, the one I got asked to leave down at the crossings in Fall Branch.
You told that story already.
Well, the part I didn't tell you was they were serving hot dogs, and I put 2 in my pocket. Now, lady said
that's why he was asked to leave, folks.
She said, lady said, well, I was wearing big floppy britches and then blue jeans on, and dress pants. She said, oh my. She said, do you want us to put in one of those little paper things? I said, no. She said, well, you going to put anything on it? I said, no, I just eat them plain. So I get out to get a little hunger pang out there. I'm going to pull a hot dog out of my pocket and eat it. So I had hot dog stuffed down my pocket.
You pulled a Jameis Winston, didn't you?
Weren't crab legs, as hot dogs. Oh, there you go. So anyway, it's just what a man's got to do. What a man's got to do. I don't want to get hungry after playing golf, so I put 2 hot dogs down in my pockets and I ate them out on the course. And they had water on the golf cart, so I just sat there.
Water and plain hot dogs.
Plain hot dogs.
You hungry? No, I got my own.
Got my hot dog
out of my
there
pocket.
You go.
That looks a little smush there, bud.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Well, they weren't in there long. I was hungry, so
first hole.
First hole, I'm not lying to you. First hole, I was eating that first hot dog. Absolutely. The second one put up on the little dashboard of the golf cart.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. So.
What an embarrassment.
I just blew off the dust and set that hot dog there. Man, I'm country. I'm country as cornbread. I'm a man that can be eat. Doesn't take much. I'm a man of, what would you say? Not meager, but I'm just who I am. As Popeye says, I am what I am, and it's all I can be. All right, so how'd I get on that? So the Eagles are looking to move. Who really got to move to get Mariota to come this way? Now,
Cleveland's still in the mix.
Cleveland still. The Chargers. Now, Rivers is not coming to Tennessee, right?
No, that deal evidently is gone.
Yeah.
Now watch it pop itself up again before first.
Yeah, there's a lot of cat and mouse going on. A lot of smack talking. Yeah. So, let's see. You have Pacquiao says it's a lock on. So they're boxing on Saturday. Well, May the 2nd would be Saturday. They're boxing Saturday. It's a lock. He said it's over. I'm gonna whip him. Mayweather says not so much. And which you said Buffalo Wild Wings is not going to show it because it was
it's costing $5,100 a restaurant to show the game.
Wow.
Or show the fight. So
not going to do it. No. All right. So, all right. Gator something's on mention food, so I get a text. So let's see how this goes. I'm busy, but I hear you talking. Basketball not real sport. They wear shorts and let girls play. And Danny Good said I would love to talk about Daniel Boone. So we'll talk to him coming up at 2, about a little bit later in the show here. All right, we'll take a quick break, come right back. The buzzer is going to be in the hot seat today. Our buddy Alicia Phelps will be asking her questions, NASCAR and basketball and the draft and bowling. You bowl much? You ever do any bowling?
We've talked about that before. I got my own shoes, my own
ball. That's right. Okay, so.
A 16-pounder, too, big guy.
Yeah, 16-pound bowling ball?
Yes, sir.
Well, we were supposed to go bowling, by the way. We're supposed to.
Well,
we were supposed to do that for the Big Brothers Big Sisters. That's coming and gone, but we were at the track that week. But Apester's blown smoke; she can bowl, and Tommy's blown smoke; he can bowl. And
I haven't bowled in a long time, so when I get out there, I'll probably look like a beached whale throwing a golf ball.
There you go. Can I interest you in a hot dog in your right pocket, my friend?
That I won't do.
Yeah, well, there wasn't anything wrong with it. It went down good too. Quick break. We'll be right back. The buzzer is going to be in the hot seat. We'll see how she does. I went 2 for 5, 4 for 5, and 1 for 5. So nowhere to go but up with the buzzer. And she joins us.
Still go down, big guy.
She won't go 0 for 5. I hope not. Anyway,
yeah.
We've got her coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Oh, boy, we're in for a treat. She is on the phone. Our buddy, the buzzer, Alicia Phelps, Director of Tourism for the town of Jonesborough, is with us. We are so excited. Good afternoon, Sunshine. I'm just elated that you're back with us. How are you?
I'm doing good, Tom. I've missed you both. How you all been?
We've been fantastic. Have you been good?
Super.
He's been super duper, yep. So, hey, you tell me off air you got you a new car today. Is that correct?
I got a new car today, Tom.
Oh, boy. What'd we get?
Well, I've never owned one of these, but I've been looking at this model, these types of cars for about a year, and I just went ahead and did it. I got one of those Subaru BRZs.
Ooh, I know what that is.
A Subaru BRZ. Is that like a little sports car?
Yes.
It holds 2 people.
Oh, all right. Does it go fast?
Well, I guess it does. I'll never know, but it does have 6 gears.
It has 6 gears. All right. On the floor or on the stick?
It's on the stick.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know they still made standards.
I was very diligent in my search. I had to have specific things, and that was one.
All right, so
What color did you get?
white.
I went with a pearl blue.
Really? Woo! What
It was
color?
out of red, and I've already had a red sports car, so I thought I would do blue.
So when we go have lunch here in the future, can I get in this thing? Is it too big or too
Tom,
small?
I honestly don't know if you could fit in it. I really don't know.
Or if I got in, could I get out? So
That's also an issue. It's for little people.
all right. Well, congratulations on a Subaru BRZ. Now, what does that stand for?
I don't know what the BRZ stands for.
Okay.
But we do, Amber at work, we've already got a nickname for it, and it's called Bruiser.
Bruiser.
Ooh.
There you go. I like that. Bruiser. All right. So our buddy's got her. Man, it's been a busy time. You got a new car. Yesterday you went to Dollywood. Tell me about Dollywood.
Yeah, I was at Dollywood yesterday. You know, I'm a huge Dolly fan, and I love Dollywood. I think that's the 4th time I've been since they've opened in March.
Wow.
But went with a couple folks. My mom was one, and we had a great time. The flowers are beautiful up there already, Tom, and it was a beautiful day, and I did not wait in line at all.
Wow. So what's the new ride this year at Dollywood?
The Fire Chaser.
Oh, yeah. So like
It goes backwards. I've got a friend that actually works there on that particular ride, so I got to see him yesterday.
So it goes backwards, like a roller coaster goes backwards?
Yes.
Oh, no, not me. I'm out. So now, have you rode the Screaming Eagle thing where they kind of hang out on the edge? Have you ridden that yet?
It's one of my favorite rides. It's the smoothest roller coaster. It's very peaceful.
It's peaceful to be hanging out there with your
It
feet
is.
dangling?
It is.
Okay. All right. So now your Heat's out of the NBA. Is that correct? But
They are.
But the Cavaliers, LeBron's still very much in this thing, right?
Let's see. Kevin Love is out. The Smith guy, he got suspended. We'll see about that.
All right. So he's out. The Heat's out. Now, what about the Spurs? Now, they're still in, right?
They're still in, Tom, but I don't think they're going to take it.
Oh, okay. Now, you base that on what?
It's a gut feeling.
It's a gut feeling. All right. Now, before we get into matters at hand, your Packers are, they're 30th in the NFL draft tonight. You haven't been following the Packers too much, but what do you think they need to be a better football team?
Well, I think they definitely need to keep Randall Cobb and Aaron Rodgers, and they've got a really strong team. I think that possibly looking at some of their running backs a little more, maybe picking up a couple of those just to have, because they've got a really bad history, as does the Heat this year, in particular with injury.
Yep, you're right. Now, did you make it to the race in Bristol? I didn't hear from you.
I made it to the race. I made it to 20 laps on Sunday, and I made it Saturday.
So after that first rain delay, you went home?
I need to learn to, when they're calling for rain, to go at 4 o'clock because they're going to be racing under the lights.
Now, you had fun up there on Saturday. It was beautiful weather on Saturday.
Yeah, it was great.
The racing wasn't too good. Joey Logano just dominated everybody, but
he did. And, you know, Denny hurt his back there, and Eric Jones popped in, and that was really interesting.
Yep.
And I heard Danica lost GoDaddy yesterday.
She did. She lost GoDaddy. Now, have you heard the story about Eric Jones? He was laying on the couch in Charlotte, getting ready to watch the race. He gets a phone call from Joe Gibbs, eating a grilled cheese sandwich, and says, "Hey, we need you up here in Bristol because Denny's got neck spasms." They flew.
Yeah, that's great. And, you know, that he was discovered because he beat Kyle Busch. Was it on a go-kart track? Or?
Yes. That's how they found him. You're right, because he drives Kyle's truck now, or has been. So
yeah.
So do you think our guy?
Kyle's walking now. I saw.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to be back this year?
I think he will be. I think he will be at the end. I want to see him in Bristol, but I think that's going to be too much.
I think he'll be back at Bristol. I think that's when
you think he will?
Yep. I think that's when he's going to come back. Is in Bristol. So what a great place. He dominates that track. So, all right, we're ready to go with the quiz show. Who are you playing for today, by the way?
Well, I'm going to continue to try to play for Amber Crumley. She is my friend and coworker here at the Visitor Center. She is listening today, and I never win for her.
Amber, I'm so glad you're listening, and I hope that Buzzer wins for you. All right, hit the music. Here we go.
What's that?
I don't know. Sound like it's snowing. All right. All right, here we go, Buzzer. Are you ready? Hello?
Oh, we lost her.
How do we lose her? It's a landline.
I don't know. It just popped. Try her back.
We'll get to hear Robin answer the phone. No, I don't understand why it's a landline didn't do it. So
you got staticky all of a sudden, and it's
gone.
Pow.
It went gone, yeah. Well.
This is Alicia.
There you are.
I'm not sure. I'm on my landline and everything.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I have no clue.
We got a lot. There, that staticky is again.
Static again. Are you still there? Are you still there?
Are you there?
Yeah, are you there?
You know, it could be Charter.
Well, she's hung up. Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
No. Let's try this. Let's try, let's see. We'll try our cell phone here. See if that won't work. Well, ain't this great? I don't understand why this is becoming a daily thing, but I don't know why, because we're doing our part on our end. Let's try this here. Let's see if we can catch her on the old cell phone, because we got to get her on. She's ready to go. So we'll try it here and see. Hopefully she'll have her phone out of her purse, and she'll be answering the phone. All right, let's see if she is. She's pretty Johnny on the spot. I'd say she'll answer the phone. By the way, welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We just this is called padding.
Let's try the cell phone.
We'll try it this way. We'll see what happens. Sounds a whole lot better. All right, here we go. Miss Amber. We're playing for Miss Amber. And NASCAR question. Here we go. Number one. Richard Petty's all-time winner of Sprint Cup with 200. The second guy with the most wins is Darrell Waltrip. Is that true or false?
True.
True. Hit the buzzer. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I got to turn it up.
Horses. There we go. Nope. It would be David Pearson. So, all right. Are you still there? Did you hang up on me?
I'm still there. My office line is doing some weird things right now. I don't know.
Not us.
It's not us then. Okay. All right. Here's number two. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the only active driver to win Talladega from the pole. Is that true or false? Start on the pole.
Ooh.
And won the race.
True.
True. Hit the buzzer, please. It'd be Jeff Gordon. So, all right.
I'm embarrassed.
No, don't be embarrassed. I'm the one who gets embarrassed every Wednesday when we do Elvis. All right, number three, our boy Jameis Winston going to be in the draft tonight, either one or two. True or false, he's from the state of Alabama. Is that true or false? Jameis Winston is from Alabama, played at Florida State, but he's from Alabama. True or false?
True.
True. Hit the bell. Got it.
You got one.
Good
Yay.
job. You sound surprised over there. No, she's doing good.
No,
so.
I'm rooting for her because all she got to do is do two, and she beat you from yesterday.
Thank you. Can you feel the love over here? It's nice. It's nice to know that I got my buddy over here is all for me. If she gets two, she beats you. All right, number four. Here we go. Do you do bowling? You like to bowl?
You know what? I am not good at bowling, but Amber loves to bowl.
All right, here's the question. True or false, it takes 4 open in a row to have a buzzard. 4 opens in a row to have a buzzard in bowling.
4 opens in a row to have a buzzard.
True or false?
I do not know what that means. I think it's a turkey, so that would be false.
That is, hit the bell. She got it right. It's actually 3. I don't know what it is either. 3 buzzards takes 3 in a row to have a buzzard in bowling.
A turkey is 3 strikes in a row.
Okay, or a buzzard. That's what this is.
A buzzard is 3 open.
3 open means what?
You
gutter balls?
Gutter balls.
All right, so 3 gutter balls. I know the gutter ball. I know all about those. 3 gutter balls in a row, you get a buzzard. All right. So you're doing finish strong, young lady. Here's your last question. NASCAR. True or false, Brad Keselowski won at Talladega in his first appearance. First time ever on the track, he wins the race, Sprint Cup race. True or false?
I am not a Brad Keselowski fan, Tom. So I'm going to say that's true.
True. Hit the bell. All right. Way to go, buzzer. Started slow, finished strong. Very, very good. So
3 for 5.
3 for 5. Now, there's no oil changes coming for Amber, any free food or anything like that, but you did good, and I'm proud of you. Now, what's going on in Jonesborough? You guys are ramping up for a big spring. What's going on?
Yeah, well, tomorrow, Friday, May 1st, kicks off our Music on the Square series. That's free music every Friday through October, and it's at 7 p.m. They close the streets off, and they have music on the courthouse steps, so you just need to bring a lounge chair or something, and a lot of the stores stay open later, too. And it's going to feature a band called Hot Duck Soup tomorrow.
Hot Duck Soup. I love it. That's cool. So what time's to start tomorrow night? 7?
7 p.m.
Yeah. So Music on the Square starts. You can go on the website, musiconthesquare.com, to check that out. Also, what else happening in Jonesborough now?
Well, Father of the Bride will be kicking off next weekend on May the 8th, so that's always a fun favorite with the theater in Jonesborough. And then also Teller and Residence Storytelling Live takes on next week as well, and that's going to run through September. So we are in full swing beginning next week. Yep.
Now, we're going to come down and broadcast during Jonesborough Days. Is that still on the docket?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. You can come in and hang out with me and Horace and just have a big time. So that would be good. That's coming up. The dates for the Jonesborough Days this year are what? Good, right? Hello?
Hello.
All right. We got issues. Hit the theme, or we've already hit the theme, didn't we? Did we hit it?
No, we haven't hit it yet.
Okay. Let's please just mercifully go. And so I don't get it, but at least the first one wasn't our fault.
No.
She said she's having landline problems down in Jonesborough. At the town of Jonesborough.
Down there in Jonesborough, I know my cell phone acts up all the time.
There you go.
So who knows?
It is that which it is. So anyway, she went 3 for 5. They're going to have tomorrow Music on the Square, and at whatever day it's going to be, we're going to be down there for Jonesborough Days, broadcasting there on the streets of the oldest town in Tennessee. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to shift from Jonesborough and the quiz show to the Kingsport Golf Scramble coming up this Monday. Chamber of Commerce at Ridgefields, and Shana's going to join us coming up next. We hope. Taylor Sports Show.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
And we're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show, where we just have fun no matter what's going on. And so let's go to the phone. She's there. Shana's with us from the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. Good afternoon, young lady. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, things going good?
Everything's excellent.
Except the cell phone's been a little sketchy. But other than that, it's going good. Now, we've got a big golf scramble coming up on Monday at Ridgefield. Tell me what's going to be going on.
That's right. On Monday, May 11th, we have the 23rd Annual Kingsport Chamber Golf Scramble. We are very excited.
Now, do you play golf yourself?
I've been known to hit a ball or two. It's been a while. I might be embarrassed to get out there against some of the wonderful players that will be there Monday.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because they really bring in some great players. Now, there's two flights. It's not too late to sign up, so tell us how we can get signed up. Give us kind of the particulars of the tournament, would you please?
That's right. The Golf Scramble is sponsored by Food City, Pepsi, Hunter Smith, and Davis. People can still sign up. We have two flights, as you said, available, one at 8:45 and one at 2 p.m. They can call the Kingsport Chamber main line at 423-392-8800, and we can definitely take a team. And if you don't have a team, if you're a single person and you'd like to play, we can go ahead and get you put on a team. So we encourage everybody to give us a call and sign up.
So, and of course, ladies can come play too, right? It's not just for all guys.
Oh, yes. Oh, we've got plenty of ladies playing. Absolutely.
Awesome. So this going on again, coming up on Monday. Looks like the weather's going to be perfect for it, again, at Ridgefields. It is a fundraiser. Where does the money go that the money is raised through this golf tournament?
The money goes to support the General Chamber as well as our leadership programs. That includes Leadership Kingsport, Encore, and Shout, and Keep Kingsport Beautiful.
Haven't been over there before. I know the prizes the golfers can win. They got some really cool prizes. I mean, they go out and get some really, really good stuff, don't they?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The community really comes through for us on this and donates some wonderful prizes. We have some restaurant gift certificates, just a variety of different things that anybody would be thrilled to win.
Talking to Miss Shana again from the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. So I didn't talk to Bob today. Is it full? I mean, you're almost full. How many players do you feel like you've got room to take between now and Monday?
I mean, we can take. We're unlimited. You know, we can take several more. So it's not like we're at a capacity by any means. We do have quite a few players already signed up, but the more the merrier.
Absolutely, the more the merrier. So, again, one more time, at this point, we're Thursday, and the golf event is on Monday. Who do we call? Do we go to a website? How do we let someone know we want to come play?
Give us a call at 423-392-8800, and the golf scramble is going to be on Monday, May 11th, so there's still plenty of time to sign up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was this coming Monday. My bad. It's a week from Monday, so we still have we have more than a week left. My bad. I thought it was the 4th. Okay. Whoops, my bad. So it is May the 11th, a week from Monday.
May the 11th, yes.
You got a whole week to get signed up and ready to go. So,
and we do have a rain day. If for some reason the weather does not look so good on May 11th, we have the rain date of Monday, June 1st. So we'll have the scramble no matter what.
Exactly.
Don't fret over the weather.
That's exactly right. 392-8800, the number to call. I sure appreciate you checking in with us, and have a great weekend, all right?
Thank you, Tom. You too.
Yep, super job. Appreciate her, Shana. I got the date wrong. It's May the 11th. It'll be a week from Monday. The Kingsport Chamber Golf Scramble. It is a lot of fun. They have a lot of really, really good prizes. And so you can still play by simply calling, as you heard her say, 392-8800 and say, sign me up or sign us up as a team and get ready to have fun for the Chamber. And cool place, too, Ridgefields Country Club. It is normally closed to members only, so one of the few times across the calendar year they allow folks to come out there and play. It is a really nice place, beautiful, well landscaped, and just a neat place to go. They have great food. And, again, our buddies at Food City help put on this show, so it's a good thing. And, again, it raises a lot of money, but you'll walk out of there having fun, too. 8800 is the number to call. So I just got a text from our buddy Buzzer. Buzzer says, I don't know what's going on. It's just not meant to be. That's all right. We're all right. So
She still beat you.
Yeah. No, she didn't.
She went 3 for 5.
She didn't beat me on Tuesday. Yesterday don't count.
You
take the high water mark.
Yesterday doesn't count.
No, you take the high water mark. 4 for 5 on Tuesday.
You tell the Apester yesterday didn't count.
Apester, it didn't count. 1 for 5, it didn't count. Doesn't count. I went 4 for 5. Well, it doesn't count when you're comparing me. I'm not going to take the bottom. I'm going to take the high road. I went 4 for 5, so she didn't top me. I went 4 on Tuesday. Monday, not so good. Yesterday, really bad.
Well, if you average it out, she beat you.
Well, let's see here. 4 and 2, 6, 1, 7. 7 divided by 3. Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. All right. Let's move right on down the trail here. Always nice to have Horace here.
Yeah, I got to keep you in perspective. I got to keep it all right there.
That ray of sunshine. My boy Horace, go ahead. Thank you. God bless him. All right, let's see here. What we got going on in Major League Baseball? We got 3 today. It's travel day. It's getaway games. Folks getting away and heading to the next round. So you have Philadelphia at St. Louis. That's an afternoon game that's starting up. It's been on about 6 minutes. We'll keep you up to date on that. Tonight, Mike Leake and the Redlegs head into Atlanta to battle Shelby Miller and the Bravos in a 7-10 first pitch. And Washington plays the New York Mets tonight. In the American League, Dino on the hill tonight. Daniel Norris in Cleveland against the Indians. 7-10 first pitch. Their guys 0-3. Daniel Norris 1-1 from Johnson City. Again, 7-10 tonight. Okay, I got that gizmo.
He should be 2-1.
Yeah, he did. He didn't get any help last time out. The bullpen
let
had a
him
meltdown
down.
on. Yeah. Now I got that gizmo in the room, so I'm gonna try and get that. What is that thing I got? What is it? It's a radio jukebox thing. What is it? Wi-Fi radio. That's it. Wi-Fi radio. I ain't got it out of the box
Ladies
yet.
and gentlemen, I will be getting a phone call.
No, you will not. I promise you. Good Lord is my witness. If he'll never get a call with this radio, I'll call Tommy. I'll call the Apester. I'll call Alicia. I'll call Richard Isaac. I'll call David Rotenberry. I'll call somebody. Please help. You will not get a phone call. I'm over it. I'm not taking this abuse anymore. I'm not doing it. It's a New Year's resolution in May. I'm not doing it or April. So, anyway, I got a Wi-Fi radio, and I don't know how would you even begin to find it? You don't know.
That's not my problem.
That's right. I'm not supposed to ask you.
That's not my problem.
You're supposed to.
Nope, my lips are sealed.
Not to my job, man. It's okay. So, point being to all this, my goal is to tonight come home and plug this bad boy in and commence to.
When you get ready to chuck it in the trash, though, you just let me know.
It won't take. Hey, let me tell you what, it won't take long. A man of little patience when it comes to technology. If I've thrown more than one 8-track player away and cassette player back down through the years. Go home and play it and it don't work. Cut the power cords, nobody else can have it, and throw it away. Absolutely. But I won't do this because this was a good little gizmo, and I got to learn I got to step up and learn how to do this. So, anyway, point to all this is I'm going to try and come home tonight and find the Toronto radio station on the internet. That just doesn't sound right to begin with. Find the radio station on the internet. That's not going to work. Well, they got to be streaming. We're streaming. And we're the Tom Taylor Sports Show. You would like to think the Blue Jays are streaming audio on the internet. So I'll find it somehow. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure it comes with instructions. Hope to God they're in English. I got something the other day. It was in French. The whole thing was in French. I kept looking because, they usually have French, Spanish, and English or something thereof. Had nothing but French. There was the directions. So that was it was a
catastrophe for you.
Boy, it was a wet vac.
A wet vac.
Yeah, I bought
You bought a wet vac and everything's in French.
I bought the instruction. It was Ridge was the name of the company. And I kept looking, going, I'm flipping through, going, okay, where's the English?
First of all, I never heard of a Ridge's wet vac.
Oh, Rigid. You never heard of the Rigid?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm thinking of the hand.
No, we're talking about Rigid.
Like a wet dry vac.
Yeah, very reputable company, but the instructions are in French.
Well, what do you need instructions for with a wet vac?
I kept thinking, this isn't that hard. You put that hose in the side, plug it in, and it does its thing. So, but
it's like reading
but they had a picture. They had a picture. I love this. They had Let's go back to our society.
Insert hose here.
They think we're idiots. They think we're morons. Maybe we live up to it.
Well, you got to remember, there's a lot of people out there that all they can do is look at pictures.
But there was a picture where it shows a little illustration, and it shows feet and looks, and it has a little ripple like water, and it shows a little hand. You're going to plug it into the wall, and it has that big X like,
don't
that. Stand in the water and plug it in. I'm thinking, well, how stupid could you be for something? But I guess they put it in for a reason. Because somebody apparently has done that, unfortunately, and either got electrocuted or got...
And they got sued and lost all that money.
Standing in water to plug in the wet vac. But anyway, it came in French. Pictures were in English, obviously. So...
Pictures are in English.
It took you a minute. It took you a minute.
I'm just sitting there laughing. Pictures.
It took you a minute. That was a good one, Tom.
Oh, man.
Tom, that was good. Pictures are in English, horse. You can read those. His face is his little forehead, his little steel plates just turned blue up here. The little rivets are popping out. Bless his heart. All right,
I'm crying now.
Oh yeah, the pictures are in English. You're in good shape. No problem. Anyway, Daniel North tonight. We trying to find them on the Wi-Fi radio, so we'll see if it works. White Sox will be in Minnesota tonight. Detroit at Kansas City, and Seattle at Houston. So why would you have instructions in French? I don't get that. Totally confused.
Because they sell them in France, too.
I guess so. But we're in, last time I checked.
Sell them in Canada. There's some French people up there.
For now, we're in the USA, although there's days I wonder how much longer we're going to be around. Whoo!
English is not the dominant language anymore.
No. Don't get me started. So, all right.
Yeah.
Don't get me cranked. All right, National Hockey League last night on the ice. Tampa Bay, thanks to the Kingsport Times News, they eliminate the Detroit Red Wings 2-0. They'll move on. Tonight, round 2 of the best of 7 of the National Hockey League. The Washington Capitals will be in New York, game 1 of the best of 7. Calgary, the Flames will be in Anaheim. Canucks are gone, right?
Canucks are gone.
They're gone. So we have who we have left? Washington, obviously New York tonight, Calgary, Anaheim, Tampa Bay, Montreal, Minnesota, and Chicago. That's who we got left. Yep. One of those teams will win the Stanley Cup. So Predators are gone.
Yep.
Canucks are gone. So we're down to Lightning, Capitals, Rangers, Flames, Ducks, Wild, and Blackhawks are the nicknames. So there you go. I'm going to have to go with the Blackhawks. I may ride with Weinman on this one. I don't know anything about hockey. But
I'll tell you, I think excuse me a second.
Okay,
right on the screen.
No, let me get in your way. Let me turn it right here. Is that good?
That's fine.
Thank you. This made me look pasty. You said they
the
look
Predators
pasty.
lost the series more than the Blackhawks won it.
Oh.
So,
you may get a text on this one.
The second period drew them, and when you consider they had to go into overtime, was it 3 or 4 of the games?
Mm-hmm.
Double overtime, triple overtime. I think the Predators lost it more than the Blackhawks won it.
All right. We'll see, because it starts again tonight. Washington and Rangers and Calgary and Anaheim. Now, in the NBA tonight, we have who playing who. Where's my boys at? We got last night Atlanta leads that series 3-2 to beat Brooklyn. 107-97. Memphis wins their series, beating Portland 99-93. So tonight's my boys in San Antonio, the Spurs and the Clippers, and the Bulls will be in Milwaukee. That's where they got the shirts Fear the Deer. I love that. The Bulls in Milwaukee, and that series, where's that at right now? Chicago leads that series 3-2. The Spurs lead their series 3-2, trying to end it. And so we'll see how that goes tonight in the NBA. Did you have a baseball score update?
Did you say something?
I've been saying something since 1 o'clock.
Well, no. Well, you were talking about the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was taking a nap.
No, I said, do you have a scoreboard update on the
Okay, we're back.
Cardinals
okay, you're
and
done
the
with the
Phillies?
NBA?
Oh, I got you. You tune me out when there's NBA news?
Yeah, okay. Right. It's 0-0
yes.
in the bottom of the first, Philadelphia at St. Louis.
Thank you very much. Philadelphia and St. Louis. Remember here's today's words. Remember this. The pictures are in English. There you go. We'll take a break. David Carmichael joins us coming up next. That ought to be fun. He is a plethora. We'll get him rocking about Jameis and the NFL draft. Be good stuff. Carmichael joins us coming up next in hour number 2 on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed. one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with hour number 2 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again, up to 10 states. Thank you for being with us. Again, be sure and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Like and follow, and you have, and we appreciate that very, very much. And again, we're ready to go for hour number 2, and we go right to the phone. He's there, our buddy David Carmichael from the Johnson City Parks and Rec. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I am doing great on this draft day.
Draft day. That's exactly where we're headed. Let's talk a little NFL draft. Jameis Winston is a Mariota. Am I saying his name right? Mariota.
Mariota.
That's what I've been calling him. Okay, so where do you think these guys are going to land, and who would be first off, is Winston a bad pick, and who do you think is going to take him?
I think he's going to end up with Tampa. I would say that's about as safe and sure a bet as anything. I don't know if teams, I'm sure there's teams that are still interested in him, and, Tampa will probably take phone calls all the way up to the, probably they'll use their 15 minutes or whatever it is this first round that they have, just fielding phone calls. But I can't see, it would have to be just an earth-shaking deal for Tampa to give up that number 1 pick.
All right, so.
Then it gets interesting.
Yes. All right, play out some scenarios after that first one, given the fact that Winston may go.
Scenarios with Tennessee is Tennessee drafts Mariota, and he's their quarterback. Philadelphia trades Sam Bradford to Cleveland to pick up at least one other number 1 pick, and maybe 2. Then Philadelphia packaged that in a deal to Tennessee with picks and players for Mariota.
Wow.
The Phillip Rivers, the rumors had also been Phillip Rivers to Tennessee for the 2nd pick, but now that I'm just reading now that ship has already sailed. So, not the two big news that Phillip Rivers is not going to Tennessee, and Billy Donovan is going to Oklahoma City.
Yep. And now I'm gonna get into that in just a second. We're talking to Carmichael. This guy's a plethora of information. Now, my boys pick 4th. If Amari Cooper is still out there from Alabama, do you go after him? Who do you think the Raiders should go after?
You've got to get him. I think the 2 best players I saw play college football last year were Cooper and Todd Gurley.
Yes.
They were both healthy. I did not see. I thought better than Winston, Mariota. I think Cooper and Gurley were the two best players I saw.
There you go. So the Raiders pick 4. That all starts at 8 o'clock tonight. You mentioned a 15-minute period. If folks don't know, they have, when they call their name as a team, they have 15 minutes to wheel and deal and whatever to make their pick. Is that correct?
That's correct. And it's interesting, a few years ago, when your 15 minutes goes up, then the next team on the clock goes. Well, you saw, I think it was Minnesota a few years ago, let the clock run out, and teams were just hopping right over the top of them trying to get up to pick a player, and they were doing it. And Minnesota actually slipped 1 or 2 positions back that year because of that.
Clock
and
management.
It happens now. It's like 15 minutes, I think, in the first round. Then the times go down as the draft, as you go higher in the draft or lower in the draft.
Right.
The times go down. Tonight you just draft the first round. Tomorrow night's the second round. Then the remainder of the draft is on Saturday.
We're talking to David Carmichael, Johnson City Parks and Rec. The guy's just right on it. We always appreciate having him on every week. Now, Bill, you mentioned it. We've been talking about it since the start of the show. Billy Donovan leaving Florida, the coach of the NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder. My question is very simply, why? Why would you leave college basketball for the NBA? And you say,
beat the posse out of town. I really, it's sometimes you've been at a place just too long, and it's a change of scenery, and also before it's always that before the posse can catch up to you.
There you go.
You always make that move unless you're Krzyzewski, unless you're Krzyzewski, you've got to be one step ahead, or an Izzo maybe. Other than those maybe 2 coaches, you've got to be one step ahead of the posse.
There you go. So he's not done well. He's had a subpar season, but they went and gave him a contract extension, gave him more money so he wouldn't leave earlier in the season, did they not?
Right, but they think he's I just think he peaked after he won those back-to-back titles. I mean, they've been back to the Final Four since then. I think it was 2011 or 12 they were back in the Final Four. But I just think, Kentucky now has reestablished themselves as the power in the SEC. With Bruce Pearl being at Auburn, I could see Auburn coming back up to prominence. You never know with Tennessee, and I just think it was just time. If he was going to make the move to the NBA, this was the time, and this is the team to make the move too. I mean, you get a healthy Kevin Durant next year. You've got Russell Westbrook, and this is kind of a chance to establish yourself as an NBA coach.
We're talking to David Carmichael, our buddy again from the Johnson City Parks and Rec, and again one more topic before we get into what you want to talk about today, which is soccer and tennis. Nigel Hawley, the most recent signee for the Bucks of East Tennessee State, 6'8", 220 power forward, coming to East Tennessee State from, let's see, where's he coming from? Is it Vincennes University? Is that how you say it?
Centenary?
No, Vincennes.
Oh, Vincennes.
Vincennes.
That was the home of, people remember, his son played for North Carolina. He also, Bob McAdoo played back years ago, was a junior college player at Vincennes.
Well, there you go. That's where he's coming from. So 6'8", 220-pound forward, averaging 4 points, 4 rebounds, shot 50% from the field, but a big wide body. So Steve Forbes continues to go out there and find players for East Tennessee State. I think this guy's going to be a really, really good catch for ETSU. We're talking about Forbes, the coach.
I think now you're going to see a reemergence of East Tennessee State being a power in the Southern Conference, which if that happens, they're a mid-major power. It may take him a couple of years, but I really think that you're going to see a type of basketball and a prominence to basketball that we've not seen here since the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I can't wait because he said he wants to make Freedom Hall such a crazy place that nobody wants to come in there and play, and he just wants to make a very, very strong statement about having home court advantage at Freedom Hall, and I'm looking forward to it. But he got a big, wide body, 6'8", Nigel Hawley. They've already got Peter Durkin on the team at 7'1", transfer from Indiana. They're going to be a big front line next year for the Bucks of East Tennessee State. Mr. Carmichael's with us. Youth tennis and youth soccer registration for the Johnson City Parks and Rec. Tell me about it.
We are starting both registrations tomorrow. Youth tennis is our summer tennis program that we do over at the Freedom Hall tennis courts, the tennis center there right behind Freedom Hall Civic Center. The lessons will begin the week of June 8th. They're Monday through Thursday in the mornings. You can sign up for a 8 o'clock to 9:15 time or a 9:30 to 10:45 time. 4 days a week. It's $50 for a 6-week program. You get 24 lessons in. You average out to $50. That's about a little over $2 a lesson. Try going somewhere and getting tennis lessons for $2. I mean, that's a great bargain. We have a lot of high school and college tennis players that are working our program that do the teaching. We will start registrations tomorrow. You'll be able to register online at www.myjcparks.com, or we will have forms here in the athletic office in the tower at Wing Deer Park between the 4 softball fields, and we're open 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. It's $50 if you're a Johnson City resident and $55 if you're a non-Johnson City resident.
Now, what is the age? How young can these kids start playing tennis and soccer?
We start them at age 5, as long as they can hold a racket, and go all the way up to high school. We also do adult lessons. We primarily try to do the adult lessons on Monday and Thursday evening from 6 to 7:30. But if parents, especially parents maybe that bring their children for the youth lessons, if they want to take adult lessons, we will do also those in the morning as well.
Talking to David Carmichael with the Johnson City Parks and Rec. It's a lot of fun. These kids, again, the youth tennis registration and youth soccer registration starting up tomorrow. If you can wave the magic wand, what kind of numbers would you like to have this year?
In soccer, we're trying to get back up to 1,700. We were about 1,650 to 1,660 last year. And if we can get back up to 1,700, and a few years ago we were over 1,800 children playing youth soccer in the fall.
Wow.
But now there's so many other programs going on in the fall. There's fall baseball with some of the little leagues. There's fall volleyball with the girls. There's also basketball, so many travel basketball teams that play year-round, and also travel girls softball teams. But we're still over 1,600 children and hoping to get 1,700. And we've made a change in our program this year that in the past we would play our matches in September, October, and a lot of times finish up first week or so in November. But due to so many school systems that take fall break in October and the weather in October, we are going to start the season beginning on the second Monday in August, which is August 10th. And we're starting registrations tomorrow. We're going to do registrations tomorrow through June 28th. And we will also have those registrations. You can register online at www.myjcparks.com. We will have registration forms in the city schools and the private schools in Johnson City next week. And we'll have the forms here at Wing Deer Park. It's $25 if you're a city resident, $30 if you're a non-resident. And like I said, we'll be doing registrations all the way up to June 28th, and practices will begin July 13th.
Neat stuff going on. So what's happening right now? That's kind of looking into the future. What's going on right now? Is it Little League Baseball is a big thing right now in Johnson City?
Little League Baseball, we do not operate baseball for the city of Johnson City. That's done through the Little League program. Those guys have been playing now a month. They're a month into their season. And they will be going on through the early part of June. This week we started adult softball and youth softball. We got youth softball and adult softball games going on tonight. We're also finishing up kickball. We're finishing up youth soccer. So next week we will be playing the tournaments for kickball and soccer and completing those spring soccer and completing those seasons. But we'll still have softball going on every night, Monday through Thursday, and tournaments here on the weekend.
Lots going on. So there is a website to go to. Tell us about the website.
www.myjcparks.com.
There you go. Good stuff. Anything you want to leave us on the sporting world? Who do you think is going between Pacquiao and Mayweather this weekend?
I would go with Mayweather.
Ooh, all right. What, based on what?
Just because I'd say between the two of them, you can just flip a coin.
All right. Now, my boys, the Raiders, want to do good in the draft, you think? You think we'll do well?
Well, it depends on Reggie McKenzie. I really, being an ex-Tennessee player, you'd like to see Reggie do well out there as the general manager. But, they had a great pick last year. I thought Khalil Mack was a great pick for them last year, the linebacker from Buffalo. And hopefully he will, hopefully this year they'll either go with Cooper or I would think Kevin White from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Me being a Cowboy fan, we're looking at defensive line help or a running back. We're not going to be able to get Todd Gurley. I know that. There's been talk about Melvin Gordon, but I would almost preferably rather have Duke Johnson than Melvin Gordon myself.
So Adrian Peterson's out. You coming to the Cowboys, you think?
We'll see. It'll be interesting. Tonight will be interesting. That's still nothing that's really been talked about tonight so far today that I've seen on Twitter. There's really not a whole lot of Adrian Peterson trade, rumors been going around, but it's still 2:15 and the draft a few hours away. You may see some stuff going on before the end of the evening.
I think you're probably right. Is when people started doing a little shuffling around and burn up those phone lines, making calls, and wheeling and dealing. So,
yes, sir.
I appreciate you very much. Great job as always, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a great week, all right?
Thanks, Tom. See you later.
Super job again. David Carmichael again with the John City Parks and Rec. And there you have it. He says Mariota will go to the Tennessee Titans, and your boy Jameis will be getting those free crab legs for life down in Tampa. Maybe just me. I'm tired of talking about Jameis, but it'll be over tonight. Then I guess he starts. He'll get into the contract negotiations. Then he'll start talking mini camps, and he'll be ready to go wherever he ends up. But I guarantee he's going to be under.
He'll be ready to go. All right.
He'll be under a microscope. I can
crab
tell you that.
legs and all.
Oh man. I think more I've studied this. I think you're right. I think whoever takes this guy is. Now, he mentioned a guy that could really play football, Todd Gurley, University of Georgia, blew out that knee. If you're owners, do you take a chance on this guy? What was the guy's name? Marcus, was it Lattimore from South Carolina, blew out his knee and never really got back to where he was because of the degree and the significance of the knee injury. Gurley, you take a chance on him? This guy was all-world before he got hurt.
I think, as good as he was, since he did blow his knee out, and he hasn't been on the field really since then to prove himself. Someone will take a chance, but I don't think he'll go up. I don't think it'll be high. I think they'll wait and see what happens and then pick him. If they do, then you got somebody throwing dice, just checking. I mean, I just don't see it.
Folks argue with this statement, but the Southeastern Conference is the best conference in college football. Now they say no because they never win, but again, we go back to
they beat up on each other.
Exactly, week in, week out.
It is.
Sure, every week there's very few cream puffs. They play each other in the SEC. Point being, Todd Gurley was the best running back in the Southeastern Conference last year, bar none, until he got hurt. His numbers proved that. So this guy's got the talent. When you're the number one running back in the best conference in America, you're a good running back. So hopefully, for his sake, he can bounce back from this knee injury and get drafted high and have a productive career. The last guy that came out of Georgia had that kind of running back capabilities was Noshawn Marino, and he is with the Denver Broncos, I believe. And so, his name, Noshawn Marino. He got hurt, went out early. He left the same time that who's the quarterback of the Detroit Lions came out of Georgia. I couldn't say him. Stafford. So, anyway, we'll see how Gurley goes. We'll see how all these guys go. But Tampa Bay, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Oakland, and Washington are the top five. Not hear much out of the Redskin camp. Now, earlier in the week, they said they're going to pick up the fifth-year option on RG3, which, there again, I don't think he's physically tough enough to stay in the NFL. No knock on him particularly. He's just not that big a guy, and he gets pounded. And he got pounded, his first couple of years in the league, and he's been injured a lot. But anyway, haven't heard much about the Redskins, what they're looking for, and who they may be going after that fifth pick. But
they're rolling the dice with RG3 still. I mean, I'm sorry. They're as bad as Tampa when it comes to thinking straight.
Yeah, I would go with that. I would agree with that. So we want to tell you about our thought for the day, brought to you by. How about this for the timing of this thought for the day from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance? It says, the good influences of a godly citizens cause a city to prosper. The moral decay of the wicked drives it downhill.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
The good influences of godly citizens causes a city to prosper, but the moral decay of the wicked drives it downhill. Woo! By the way, it comes out of Proverbs.
Man.
Yeah. How about that for the thought for the day?
Yeah,
that's
we all
awesome.
know what we're talking about there. If you don't know, then you're living in another world.
Yeah, been under a rock. So the good influences of godly citizens causes a city to prosper, but the moral decay of the wicked drives it downhill. So enough said. It comes out of Proverbs, but it's the thought for the day. Thanks to our buddy Larry Kaiser from Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance. Pop back up over again. Do you care? Probably not.
No.
Just let me go ahead and take care of that little problem. So Larry Kaiser at 282-1389 is the number to call. We appreciate him very much. And we've told you about the Smart Ride program, and it's out there, and it's something you can give him a call and find out more about, where you can actually save on your car insurance month after month when you're a nationwide car insurance policy holder. And it's called Smart Ride. And it's a chance where they can, for free, grade your driving. If you're a safe driver, then that's exactly what you want because it does a wonderful job. And he's scheduled to be with us tomorrow on the show, talk about that very topic. So we'll hope to have him on, let him tell it far better than I can. But, again, it's called Smart Ride. 282-1389 is the number to call. Quick break. We'll come right back. We've got sports on the local scene. Tell you about the Buck basketball signee. We kind of touched on it with Carmichael. Also, Rick Barnes making some news down in Knoxville with his basketball program. And the start of softball and baseball tournaments here in Northeast Tennessee, including a call and a report from Daniel Boone's athletic director, Danny Good. They're gearing up for baseball and softball and soccer and track and field, and it's tournament time again in Northeast Tennessee. And he joins us coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Thanks for being with us on Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let me tell you about some of the books, sports books you can find at Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City, right there between Johnson City and Jonesborough on 11E. Neat place to go, and you can – I'll just turn it off. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah.
There you go. I can see the light blinking when he calls me up. Let's see. I started to get this for a horse the other day, and if it's still there, I may still go back and get it. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, but it's called Big John Speedway Grill. It's a book on some of the NASCAR drivers, what they like to eat at the racetracks before they go racing. Gordon and Jr. and Smoke. He has been the grill master for NASCAR drivers for years. It's called Big John Speedway Grill Cookbook, and it talks about the different things each of the drivers like. And that's available again at Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City. Also, Thunder of America. Also, NASCAR's Next Generation, The Faces of NASCAR. Here's a big old biography. This is one of those hardback tabletop books. It says Jimmy Johnson, a Desert Rats race to NASCAR stardom. Was $8. It's marked down to $6. Here's a pictorial history of the Brickyard 400. Also, here's a really cool book. It's called The Unseen Side of Dale Earnhardt. So that's available too. You can check it out. That's for $5. These are used prices, and he's marked them down over and above that at Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City. That's still down. I'm going to go back and get that book. I'll flip through it. The Unseen Side of Dale Earnhardt. And there's another one called Behind the Scenes of NASCAR. So do you want the Big John Speedway Grill book if it's still there?
It has recipes in it?
Yeah. Talks about different things the drivers have them prepare before they go racing. Or like in a rain delay, they go back to the RVs or the
now,
motorhomes.
if it's full of nerdy food, no.
Well, by definition, what is nerdy food?
Well, you got these race drivers. Look how small they are.
Well, they are. They're tiny little fellers.
They're not going back eating beef, ribs and steak and that.
No, they're not.
If it's how you do a chicken wrap, forget it.
As they say back home, they don't go back and grub out. No, they ain't grubbing like you and I would do.
So I'm not looking for that frilly food. I'm looking for some substantial stuff here.
So, well, maybe I'll put that to the side. Maybe I won't go get that then. That'll save me some money out of my pocket. But I was thinking about doing that for you because you're a fine feller. But anyway, let me tell you what else going on in Book Lovers Warehouse. They've got albums. They got a big section of homeschooling, huge section. They got a big kids section too. Also self-help. They got a Elvis section. I think maybe I should go spend a little time there, given the fact that I'm not doing well on Wednesdays on that quiz show with our buddy the Apester and Tommy. Psychology, sociology, science fiction. They got the biography section. They got the entertainment section, the sports section. They've got a section just on books on photography, which is a really cool thing to do this time of year to get out and take some pictures. Don't you have a camera? You got some fancy camera?
Well, I've got cameras, yes.
Yeah, but don't you have like a real fan with the big zoom thing? Is that you?
I've got a Nikon, yes.
No, maybe it's not you. Somebody it's got great big old lens.
No, I've got a Nikon, and it's got a lens. I've got a telephoto lens for it.
I've never seen you do it. No, that's not you. It's somebody else I'm thinking about. But even if you got one. But I'm thinking somebody's got.
You asked the question. I can't get an answer.
But I'm thinking that's. But you're not the one I've got in my brain. Or somebody else. But anyway, photography is really cool. You go out and take pictures? Are you?
I have, yes.
Yeah, you have a shutterbug, as they call it.
I can be a shutterbug. I bought my cameras back when the man-child was playing sports.
Yeah.
I wanted to document his efforts.
Yeah, and you got some good pictures, obviously.
Some good pictures.
Good. So anyway, they got a photography section at Book Lovers Warehouse. Comic book section. You a big comic book kid when you was growing up?
Nah.
Didn't like them? Yeah. We was all about them, man. It was good.
I know, because you're from West Virginia.
There you go.
We live comics. We didn't read about them.
Okay, phone's ringing. Here we go. Let's go to the telly, and let's go right to the phone. Good afternoon. Who is this?
Hey, Tom, Danny, good. How are you?
Hey, Coach. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling. Beautiful day in the neighborhood, ready to go. Let's talk spring. It's tournament time. Let's start with your baseball team for Rob Hoover, and tell us where they are and where they're going to be playing for the tournament.
Yeah, Coach Hoover, they've seem to be getting hot at the right time. We won 5 in a row. We ended up fourth in the conference, and we'll be playing Tennessee High first round Saturday night at 6 o'clock at Cardinal Park.
This is the one and done day, right? Single elimination, is that correct?
It is. I think if we win the 4 or 5 winner of that game, we'll play. I think Science Hill won the coin toss. We'll play them. Winner of that game, play Science Hill Sunday afternoon about 2 p.m. So, sure is.
Yeah. Now, let's talk one thing a lot of folks don't factor into at this time of the year is the prom. I know in years past you've had teams move their games because of the prom. Is that going to be a factor this weekend or coming up, or you all have already had your prom?
Well, it's not going to be a factor for us. Several other schools in the conference has theirs this weekend, and of course, for the ladies, it's a little more detailed day for them. So it probably plays into more effect with softball than it does baseball. But the conference itself tries to do a good job of working around that, and a lot of teams will volunteer to play at certain times just so it'll open up and give those kids that are going to the proms an opportunity to play at a different date or an earlier time. So I think Central, Crockett, and maybe Science Hill all have theirs this weekend. I think that's correct. I'll not be correct on that, but I know we do have a handful of schools that do have it.
Donna Danny, good athletic director Daniel Boone. They do play at 6 o'clock. All the action of the AAA boys, the baseball tournament will be at Cardinal Park in Johnson City. AAA softball is going to be played at Blountville Middle School. I was surprised that was the site, but it's going to be there nonetheless. And tell me about the Lady Trailblazers gearing up for the AAA girls softball tournament.
Well, we're in the same boat. We're in the 4 or 5 game there as well, and play Dobbins Bennett tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. And it's like you said earlier, it's a do or die game as well. You win, you get the number 1 seed Monday, which we volunteered, and you lose, and you're done. So, but Coach Jenkins and their girls going down to play Morristown West today if this weather holds out. So they're excited. So we'll see how it pans out tomorrow. Yeah,
Blountville Middle School. Now, would that be Central's home? Are they the host team for the tournament since it's going to be in Blountville? That's the closest school to Blountville Middle School?
Well, they played their home games there this year. Coach Vaughn and Eddie Sprigg, the softball coach, and Coach Vaughn speaking of Tony, the AD over there, and the principal, they've done all they can do to try to get their field ready the past 2 years. Actually, it was supposed to be at Boone this year, and last year it was supposed to be at Central. We switched with them because they want to do some upgrades to their field, but they've, I guess for lack of a better word, they've had a hard time getting enough support to get their facility to where they feel like it needs to be. So they played all their home games at Blumpville. Is it the ideal location? No, it's not. But, we agreed several years ago to rotate the district tournaments, and the coaches have played their home games against Central at that field this year. So we're going to leave well enough alone, let them play there.
There you go. It is what it is. We're talking to Danny Good, the athletic director, Daniel Boone. Appreciate his time. Now let's talk soccer and let's talk track and field for Daniel Boone heading into the tournaments.
Well, we got soccer tonight. The tournament starts actually next week, and once again, we're in that 4-5 game. And we have senior night tonight for soccer. The first round of the tournament actually starts Monday. So I think we're going to be traveling. I'm not positive. It's like us and Crockett are in the 4-5 game. I'm not sure if we're going there. They're coming to us next week. But that's where they're at. And track and field, our boys, as you well know, won the Big 7 boys title last week. First time, I think, in over a decade, somebody on the boys' side outside of Dobbins Venice won it. So Coach Jeffers is very proud of his kids and excited for them. I think we've got, out of the 17 events for the sectionals, we're represented in 12 of them on the boys' side and 7 on the girls' side. So we're seeing a lot of kids down to the sectionals at Hardin Valley, and with hopes to have an opportunity to go down and participate for a state championship.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, is win that big brass ring and bring it back home. We're talking to Danny Good. So TWRA Foss is the athletic director. How many sports are you over top of at Daniel Boone?
Hello?
We've lost him again.
Well, dadgummit. I was going to talk to him, but we got a good visit in with him. So, man, what is with these cell phones?
I don't know. I mean, one call's perfect, next call you lose.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
I know the other day we had Graham on.
I think it's where they're at in the carrier. I think they're just – it drops out and you lose them.
Yeah, because I know the other day he was on a cell phone from Murfreesboro and it's clear as a bell. So
yeah, and Shana was fined there in Kingsport.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. So anyway, thanks to Coach Good for checking in with us, and let's go right back here. Let's call my man right now. What's the baseball update, big dog? Tell me what's going on in Philadelphia and the Cardinals here on the
3-2 St. Louis, and they are the top of the third.
All right, there we go. All right, see if we got our.
Hello, sir.
There he is. We are live on the air. Let's go right to him. He's there, our buddy David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. And good afternoon, sir. How might you be?
I am absolutely peachy, Tom. How are you doing today?
Oh, I can't complain. Let's jump right in and go at it. We got 2 or 3 things to talk about, and let's start with the Holston Defense fishing. Is that correct?
Yes. Holston Defense fishing this year. Holston Army Ammunition Plant again is providing an opportunity for the general public to go out and fish the restricted section of the Holston River there within the installation boundaries. You know, you're not allowed in that area unless you're just literally passing through, going from point A to point B. You're not allowed to stop and fish in this area. But they're actually accepting applications for fishing events scheduled for this summer. It'll be held on June 27th, 28th, and July 11th and 12th. If you're interested in that, you need to go to the website. We have a link to this information on our website at tnwildlife.org. That's tnwildlife.org. It'll be done by a random drawing. You can mail it in, and you'll get some more information there to be able to contact. Of course, you can contact Bruce Cole, the manager over there at the Natural Resources Manager there at Holston Army Ammunition Plant. You can contact him by telephone, and you can find that information on the website.
We're talking to David Crum, again, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer who does a great job every week. Let's talk about turkey hunting and spring turkey hunting. How's that going so far?
Spring turkey hunting still going in really good full swing. Checked the stats last week when we talked, and we were down a couple thousand this week. We gained that. It's back up to almost 26,500, 26,500 birds harvested all across the state of Tennessee. Years ago, not too long ago actually, that number would never even be thought of to be able to be achieved. But a lot of good, successful turkey hunters going on out there, turkey hunts going on out there. The birds are still gobbling. They're looking for hens, moving around. The hens that have already been bred, some of them are already laying eggs and sitting on the nest, so it's cutting down on the distractions for the big toms. But they've been running around trying to breed the hens and keep the population up. So we're having a lot of good times out in the woods, of course, with the leaves budding out. Coming out now, you've got more cover to hide behind, and so do the birds. So the weary birds are getting call shy now. It's a really good challenge. If you've never turkey hunted, it's a really good time to get out, and it's very addictive. You can go out and call some turkeys, and if you don't want to shoot one with a shotgun, which is the only legal implement to hunt turkeys in Tennessee, go out and take a camera, because you can get some really good pictures of wildlife while you're out in the woods.
We're talking to David Crum again, our Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer, does a great job. Let's switch gears, talk fishing. Here it is, end of April, May tomorrow. Weather's going to be warming up here soon. I think by the first week it's going to be in the upper 70s to low 80s. So fishing right now, what are the folks telling you? Are fish biting right now this time of year?
Fish are biting this time of year. Checked several fishermen that have caught some really good fish. The bass are still hitting on Boone Lake. A lot of people think that the water level's down on Boone Lake, that the fishing's been really terrible, but it's actually pretty good. The striper are running. I checked the lady the other day around the Pickens Bridge area down in that section of the river. She caught a beautiful brown trout off of chicken livers on the bottom. It was an 18-inch brown trout. The thing is, the trout has moved down lower with the lower water levels. Trout have moved down farther because you don't normally on Boone Lake catch trout that far down around Pickens Bridge area. So the fish are still biting all around the area. The crappie are still hitting on Douglas Lake. About the different fishermen that have gone to Cherokee, Douglas, South Holston, Watauga, and of course Boone. The fishermen are enjoying a good year so far. Of course, if cold fronts move in, most fishermen will tell you that the fish are going to get lockjawed. So this warmer temperatures coming right around the corner may increase even more the activity of the fishing. You should have a really good opportunity to go out and catch some fish. Just remember, it's a fishing license, not a catching license.
There you go. I was getting ready to follow. Great point to segue into. What must we have in our possession to be fishing this year in the streams and waterways of Tennessee?
You need to go, if you're going to go fishing, you need to go ahead and go buy a regular hunting and fishing license. Tennessee uses it as a combination license. The regular hunting and fishing license is what you'll need. Also, if you are fishing in trout-stocked waters, you need to go ahead and get a trout license, because that trout license, if you're fishing in trout-stocked waters and you're fishing for anything that bites, you're fishing for trout. And the chances are of catching a trout could be really high. And the thing is, the ticket could be potentially $325 or up to $340. So to buy a trout license is a whole lot cheaper. It helps support the natural resources that we have in the stockings and also the management of. Be sure you go get your license and have that before you go out.
Before I let you go, your boys will be drafting 22nd tonight. The Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you guys got to have to make you a better football team this year? Some linemen or some linebackers? What are you looking for?
You know, Tom, I don't know with them losing Polamalu and Big Ben's getting up in some age. You can never go wrong with the linemen. Getting some really good linemen out there. A lot of folks, those are the unsung heroes of the football team, the linemen, whether it's offense or defense. We'll just see. I'm sure they get to have some people paid a lot more money than me to figure out what they need this year. We'll just see what they pick, and I'll be happy with whatever they pick, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to beat the Raiders this year.
Oh, here we go. November the 8th at Heinz or Ketchup Field, whatever. What is it, Ketchup Field or Heinz Field? What's it called? Fish Fry Field, something. What is it? Heinz? I don't know what it is.
It'll be Mop Raider Field.
November the 8th, we'll be up in Pittsburgh. All right, so we'll find out next week how your boys did. go to the website, tnwildlife.org. And Mr. Crum, as always, finishes with that hook. Would you please?
Remember, folks, get your kids hooked on hunting and fishing, and you don't have to worry as much about them getting hooked on other things. Safe boating saves lives.
You still catch fish in Tennessee on corn?
Yes, sir. You can in certain areas. Now, if it's a restricted area, you're not allowed to use bait. But, yes, you can use corn's a good bait to use. And sometimes people sprinkle a little garlic in there to help the fish find them a little more and keep off the vampires.
Vampire fish.
Vampire fish.
Vampire fish. Yeah.
So if I was going to go fishing, do I want to use worms, night crawlers? What's the best way to take a little person out fishing for the first time? What do I use as bait?
I would say if you're going to go do some pond fishing or go do some regular fishing, worms are a really good place to start. Some people are using crickets, but worms are a really good thing to start with, because if you're going to get little people, young kids out there fishing, you don't want to get their hands all slimied up with chicken livers and things like that. You want to show them how to do the right things on the worms. And I tell you what, just sit back and watch their eyes almost bulge out of their heads the first time they catch a fish.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to do that. What's the little thing you catch? Is sunfish?
Little bluegills.
Bluegills, thank you. Bluegill sunfish there on the side of the. Yeah, that's what we're going after, and that'll be one of those Kodak moments, I promise you. So we're looking forward to doing that. And we'll do that a little bit later on in the spring. Mr. Crum, you're awesome, my friend. Thank you. As always great information. Keep smiling, and we'll reconvene again next Thursday, all right?
Sounds good, Tom. You take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Hey, by the way, you keep that ever-growing noggin of yours covered up this week, would you please? It's my turn to tell you that.
Oh, absolutely. I figured I would sit back and give your ever-growing forehead a little rest, because a lot of things bombard it because it's such a large target. I figured I'd sit back and just let it rest and relax a little bit and let you go ahead and hammer on mine some, because I'm right there with you, brother.
There you go. You're the best. I'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, Tom. Take care.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Appreciate the job he does every week. Good stuff. David Crum, again, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. So, bluegills, catch them on worms or night crawlers, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, a worm or a night crawler, either one, when they're squiggly and they start to get slimy,
yeah,
I'm not sure there's much difference between that and a chicken liver.
Well,
never bothered me, but I can see these little kids going, eee.
Yeah, gross out. So, anyway, we're going to do that later on this year. We got lots of plans to do some different things. Here's the thing about vacation. And I'm going to preach about Tennessee here and the surrounding region. Okay, it's all right to go here and go there, but if you just want to hang out, there's so much around here to do. I just saw the other day where they've got up in Mendota in southwest Virginia. You can go up and kayak now. You can rent a kayak or inner tubes and tube down the river there. I can't remember the name of the river. It's in Mendota. Or a kayak, and you can go to, all the different parks, as he was talking about. Just get an inner tube and just float down the river. I know down at David Crockett's Birthplace State Park, we were down there last year, had folks out there just laying along the riverbank and out there flopping around in the inner tubes. And so, yeah, you can get in the car and go to the big amusement parks. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me and my money, I'm going to I've got a goal to every week this year do something. One day a week this summer, I should say, have something around here locally that I've never done before, and one of those is going to take the little person, we'll take them fishing. So, and have a lot of fun. Little catch on the bank. She will flip out. I can't wait to get a picture of that. Her catching that first fish, she'll just go over the top. Can't wait. So anyway, lots to do around here, and we appreciate Mr. Crum giving us an update on the fishing and the spring turkey hunting season here in the hills and the mountains of Tennessee. We are in the middle of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us, kind of winding this thing down a little bit, but, hey, we still got more to talk about. We're going to take a break. We'll get an update on the scoreboard from Horace on the Cardinals and the Phillies, and we'll get that and also come back and give you the update on what's going on in baseball and softball here in the region. As you heard Coach Good say at Daniel Boone, it is tournament time, and so we'll tell you who's played already. There's been some games, and some teams have already been sent home. Some teams are moving on in the different sports, and we'll tell you all about that coming up next right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
You want to honor your mom this Mother's Day? At Max Medicine Mart, they have everything you'll need to say thanks to that special lady. Create a special gift basket full of quality Burt's Bees products, moisturizing cream, facial scrub, lip balm, beeswax hand cream, just to mention a few, Or pamper Mom with a foot massager to re-energize her tired and sore feet. Or a pair of stylish Franklin brand sunglasses. Or maybe a specialty tea for Mom with over 40 shelves of teas to choose from. Lots of choices for Mom for Mother's Day at Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Open 7 days a week. This Mother's Day, make tracks to Max.
Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. 39 years, 4 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics has been recognized as the area's leading orthotics and prosthetics provider, specializing in providing high-quality prosthetics and equipment for patients who want to regain their independence, their mobility, and their confidence. They take pride in their commitment to you as a patient and look forward to serving you in the years to come. Family-owned for 39 years, 4 locations, 1 family. In Kingsport on Broad Street, in Bristol, Tennessee on Highway 126, in Greenville, Tennessee on Justice Drive, and in Pounding Mill, Virginia on Short Street. 39 years, 4 locations, 1 family. And beginning June 1st, Kingsport Brace and Limb and Greenville Orthotics and Prosthetics will continue to serve you as Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. A new name, the same family. 1-800-524-4447, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111. And we're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. A few minutes left here on this Thursday. Wow, this thing's flown by again. I keep telling you this, but we're going to expand this thing to 3 hours soon, and we're also going to be getting into the position taking phone calls so folks can interact with us, and that is definitely on the horizon very, very soon. Working on that to make that happen. We probably have to get one more piece of equipment to pull that off as far as the phone lines, but we are definitely going to look to do that for sure between now and the start of football season, which is not that far away. Tomorrow's May 1, so you're talking, 90 days till football roughly? So
yeah.
So it's hard to believe. The train's moving on. Now, former Steelers, Jets, and Giants receiver Plaxico Burress indicted in New Jersey on charges he failed to pay over $47,000 in state income taxes. Filed his taxes for 2013, but the electronic funds transfer didn't go through successfully. New state law in New Jersey makes the punishment for a failed transfer the same as writing a bad check. So Burress's indictment on April the 22nd for issuing a bad check or electronic funds transfer and a count of willful failure to pay state tax. Both charges have a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and a $15,000 fine. No court date has been set yet. Burress spent 20 months in prison on a weapons charge after a 2009 incident where he accidentally shot himself in the leg in a nightclub. Hasn't played in the National Football League since 2012. Probably won't. Looks like he may be going back, unless he can get out of this, going back to prison. So Plaxico Burress, outstanding talent. Steelers, Giants, and Jets, but on the field, fantastic. Off the field, obviously has problems. So tough call there for Plaxico Burress. Steelers, man, I should have brought that up with Crum, but I just thought, I don't want to get him riled up. He's like an old bear, so I don't want to get him worked up. So
some folks you just can't help.
No, you can't fix stupid. Now, I got clarification on Bluntville Middle School, which is sad commentary. According to Coach Good, he said, and he was pretty blatant about it and pretty forthright, that Solomon Central can't get the folks to help him build the field, or not build it, but fix the field. He said he couldn't get the support Central could to fix their field at Central. I don't
then
know
why go there?
So they have been playing the games at Bluntville Middle School, so it's Central's tournament. So last year, Boone was supposed to have the tournament, and they flip-flopped. Is that what he told me? So, yeah. So, no, this year they're supposed to have it. Last year they didn't have the field ready, so they flip-flopped. Boone had the tournament. So this year it comes up to Central, and they still don't have it ready. They're going to play the entire tournament where Central's been playing all year at Bluffville Middle School.
But,
That's why they're playing it.
In that case, I mean, I think there ought to be something in place that if you can't host a game because the facilities aren't appropriate, then you don't host one.
No.
Period.
You can't bring it up to snuff where it's supposed to be. We move on. Somebody else. Sorry. They rotate it. We'll pick you back up in 6 years. So,
but I wouldn't even do that. I mean, just say, hey, when the time comes around 15 years from now, we'll reevaluate.
We'll give them 6. They can get it done 6 years. But anyway, they're not. So they're going to play their softball at Bluffville Middle School. So here are the pairings. We'll start first off, and let's start with baseball. Compliment to the John City Press and AAA. Cardinal Park on Saturday. Triple header. Crockett and Central at noon. Dobbins Minute Volunteer at 3. Daniel Boone Tennessee High at 6. All that going on Saturday. That's in the AAA. In the AA tournament at J. Fred Johnson Stadium tomorrow night, it's a triple header. You have Unicoi County and North at 3:30. You have Sullivan East and Johnson County at 5:30. You have Elizabethton and Happy Valley at 7:30. All that going on Friday, tomorrow night. In the single-A baseball tournament at Dale Alexander Field, you have University High and Cloudland tomorrow night at 4:30, and South Green and Unaka at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That's single-A baseball. Now, softball, AAA at Bluffville Middle School tomorrow night. Dobbins Minute and Daniel Boone at 4:30. Science Hills Ladies and Sullivan Central at 6:15. That will start it, and then everybody else will be playing on Saturday. In the AA tournament, a game played yesterday. Sullivan East eliminated Sullivan North 17-8 was the final there. Now, tonight, in fact, it starts in about 2 hours. You have South, if they get it in, it's been raining. South and Johnson County at 5 o'clock, and Elizabethton and Sullivan East at 6:30. Those are being played at Happy Valley High School in the AA tournament. In the single-A tournament for the ladies in softball at Legion Field in Greenville, doesn't start, it starts Saturday. South Green and Hampton at 10 o'clock. University High, South Green versus Hampton or Cloudland. And Unaka takes on the other team at noon, so it's kind of a little bit up in the air about that. But South Green will play either Hampton or Cloudland. Unaka plays the other Hampton or Cloudland, the other team that's not playing at 10 at noon, and they'll move on from there in the single-A softball at Legion Field in Greenville. Soccer pairings, District 1 AAA Monday, Volunteer or Central at Dobbins Minute. Daniel Boone will be at Crockett. Those are being played at Tennessee High. The tennis schedule, the AAA at Dobbins Minute. The individual semifinals will be Monday. The individual championships on Tuesday. The District 1 single-A and double-A tennis will be at Milligan College. Today are the individual semifinals, and then tomorrow will be the individual championships. We'll keep you posted on those. And then also in the track and field, the AAA sectional will be Saturday at Hardin Valley, which will be next Saturday. And Tuesday of next week will be the single-A, double-A sectional in Greenville. So track and field's got a little bit longer before they get cranked up, but they'll do that next week and the next weekend. Then the JV Baseball Big 7 Championship. Crockett wins it over Science Hill 6-3. Thatcher Vogt, V-O-G-T, was 2 for 4, the 3-run double in the first inning for Crockett. And so they go ahead and win the Big 7 JV Baseball Championship over Science Hill. 6-3 was the final there. So lots going on in high school. Then you're talking about bowling earlier in the show.
No, you were.
Well, yeah, but you chimed in and said you got your own ball and you got your own shoes and all that. So the Steve Tanton, T-A-N-T-O-M, role it is the 5th perfecta of his career.
Scored to 300.
Okay. Bowlers rolling 8 300 games in the men's league and 1 in the junior league this year. So, anyway, this guy rolls a 300. Means you got to be good, right?
9 turkeys.
9 turkeys.
No, I mean 3 turkeys.
3 turkeys. Steve Tanton, Holiday Lanes in Johnson City, rolls a perfecta, a 300 in the Tuesday Night Classic League. So, is that good? I guess it's good.
Oh, yeah. Strike every time you throw the ball down the lane.
What do you a strike means you knock them all down?
Knock them all down.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, I just go out and have fun. I go out for the atmosphere. I like the music.
Yeah, you go on the black when they have the black lights. They turn the lights off and they got the guards that come up. So you always.
I just have fun. That's all I'll do. I have fun. Do you think I can beat you in bowling?
Glow in the dark balls.
Think I can beat you in bowling?
Not a chance.
Really? Really? Okay. All right. Based on what?
based on your talk, I mean, you smack talk a lot, but
Yeah.
you tell me you don't even know what a strike is. So
No.
I know you don't bowl.
No. Strikes knock them all down.
Yeah.
What is it if you don't knock them all down?
Well, you knock, then you just bowl another ball and try to pick up a spare.
What's a spare?
You knock the rest of them down.
Okay, there you go.
See, you don't even. I'm
No,
telling you, there's not a chance.
I've just been for the atmosphere.
I know.
I love it. Have a big time.
You're
Last time I went, I couldn't get shoes. I'll just tell you. Last time I went, I couldn't bowl it in my shoe size. So now they have since got shoes. It's been a while, but last time I went and asked for 14s. The ladies laughed at me.
It's kind of hard to find shoes for a Sasquatch.
Yeah, so I go in. I don't have shoes. They won't let me bowl. So it was with the youth group, and they said, well, you going to bowl? I said, they don't have my shoes. They said, what do you mean? So they go up my ass. They didn't believe me. And the lady said, no, we don't have 14s. So I had no 14 bowling shoes. I sit over there and ate nachos and cheese and drank a soda
most
pop.
lanes will let you bowl in tennis shoes.
They wouldn't. Well, I had cowboy boots on.
Yeah, never mind.
So no cow. So, but they have since got bowling shoes, I guess,
Okay.
size 14s. Don't they have them now?
I would hope so.
What size you wear?
I wear 10s.
Okay.
That's why I can beat you.
You can't beat me in bowling. I guarantee you can.
I beat you in bowling. I can beat you in a 30-yard dash.
You can't beat me in either one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't beat me in cornhole. You wouldn't even take me up on the challenge about that while ago.
We may have to do that.
Oh, he backed off. All right.
No, I didn't back off.
Well, you didn't. By not answering, you backed off.
Well, you keep baiting me, so I'm going to have to prove it.
This is like Duck Dynasty. Jace keeps baiting Willie. Willie does it. Yeah. And you look at the camera and go, he's just baiting me. Next thing you know, he's doing exactly what Jace told him to do. So remember when they went to Hawaii and they jumped off into the water?
Oh, yeah.
And they kept saying, man up, show your manhood.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do it, and he jumped. So anyway. Where can I see the new episodes, by the way?
They ain't come on yet.
Well, I got up to season 6. We're 7 and 8.
Well, if they're out there, then you have to go get them.
I thought you and Mrs. V watched them on A&E.
Well, they haven't been showing them in a while. I don't record every one of them.
Well, I mean, all I got's ones on tape.
Well, then
on
go
DVD.
buy you season 7, season 8.
Can I get on here and watch them on here, A&E?
No. I don't know. You have to go online and check.
Okay, it's just a question. You get tested.
I have all the answers, Tom.
You convey to me most of the time you have all the answers, yes. That is the perception.
Well, I do not live a sheltered life.
But you don't have the answers to Duck Dynasty.
Well, I mean, that's not an important thing in my life.
It is very important to me. It is very important to me. I want to know where I can go tonight after I try the Wi-Fi radio and throw it over the hill. I want to see if I can get on A&E and catch Duck Dynasty. It is very utmost importance to me. He's over here going,
I'm going to find out, big guy. You've laid the gauntlet down.
It's like that big old bass that Crum was talking about is really mean. So he's going to find out for me.
You want to know.
Please. Thank you. You're very nice. Jeremy Taylor stole 4 bases to break an East Tennessee State single-game baseball record while they finish up the homestand with a 10-4 win over Appalachian State last night at Thomas Stadium. Bucks are now 17-27 on the season, and so they are getting fine-tuned for their tournament coming up. I think it's week after next or next week down in Charleston, South Carolina, the Southern Conference baseball tournament. So, again, the Bucks win to beat App State 10-4 to wrap up their homestand. And so, as we said, they're now they've picked up their 3rd win in 4 games by scoring 7 runs in the first 2 innings. So they're jumping out early on these folks. And so they're now 17-27 on the season, are the Buck baseball team of Tony Skoll. So, and look right here. Tiger Woods going to be going to West Virginia this summer. He's added the Greenbrier Classic to his summer schedule. Tournament announcing Wednesday, Woods has committed to the PGA Tour event at the Greenbrier Resort starting July 4th weekend. So there you go. Now we have about a minute left. Please solve this dilemma for me. Can I get on tonight?
You can go to A&E and click on Duck Dynasty, go to that site, and the episode, season 7 is online. You can watch it online. Season
all
7,
the episodes.
1 through 10.
A&E.com. And this one they went over and found their heritage?
Yeah, I think that's episode 1, yes.
Okay.
Willie Takes Scotland.
All right. A&E.com.
A&E.com, then click on the you'll see
Duck
Dynasty logo. You put your cursor on there and click on the website link, and it'll take you to there, and you can pick your episode and watch it.
I was wanting to go there this summer. You know how far it is? I did one of those MapQuest
700 plus miles.
That's because you heard me tell you that. Seven. That's good. I thought, how do you know that? He was sitting over there. 714 miles from Johnson City, 11 hours. So, and I'm not guaranteed they're there when I get there, so probably not.
But
so.
you can go and you say you've been there and have your picture taken in front of the warehouse.
In front of, well, whoop-de-doo. If I'm going to drive 11 hours, I want to meet somebody. I want to meet
I'm
Jace,
sure they got cutouts you
Si,
can stand in front of.
Or Godwin. I want to meet somebody. I'm not going to drive 11 hours and say, well, there's that Duck Commander sign. Let's go back home. No, I want to get out and meet somebody. Miss Kay, any of them. So now they say if they're home, if they're down there, you can go and talk to them.
I want to know if the decoys are still on the roof.
I don't know. They have been for the first 6 seasons of the
You know why they
series.
put them up there, don't you?
No, I've never heard that part.
They were talking about the satellite images from Google. Okay, and they want to know how accurate it was. So after they looked online, they saw their warehouse from above.
Yeah.
They threw them decoys up there, and they wanted to wait and see how long it took for them to get a picture that had the decoys on the roof.
They're so redneck. Man, oh man, oh man. Those guys are hilarious. Again, we go back to they're not scripted. That's the deal.
No, they're
Those
not.
guys
There's probably a template that they go by. What they're going to, this is the episode's going to focus on this or that. But no, it's all
beyond
them.
that. It's all them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't have a template. We just kind of do our thing too. So we've talked about everything today. Remember, today the directions are in English. Remember that. So do want to say thank you for being with us. So you can check us out tonight on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, also YouTube or Stitcher phone app. And join us back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock live on live stream. We're getting ready for a big band concert tomorrow night. We'll tell you all about that tomorrow. We're very jacked up about that at Sullivan South. So we're going to hit that music and roll on out of here. Our show brought to you by Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, Wells Fargo, Center Street Wealth Management Group, Bays Mountain Park, Mike's Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, Bristol Dragway, American Import and Auto Repair, Kingsport Cabinetry, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, and Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Thank you so very, very much. Hit the music horse. We're gone. As always, we'll tell you, anytime you participate in sports, win or lose, be a good sport. And again, don't forget who drives our bus, the man hanging on the cross up here. We dedicate the show to him each and every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Be ready to go for a Friday, kicking off the weekend. We'll let you know about the NFL draft. We'll talk to you then. Until tomorrow, 1 o'clock, so long, everybody. And thanks for being with us on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.